There it is. I think it was this one, yeah. Oh, there's a static on the, there we go.
I am at the mouth standing on the knife's edge, scratching lines in the dirt, scratching, itchy, 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 scratch, 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 scratchy, scratch, scratch, itchy, 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 scratching lines. I am at the mouth standing on the knife's edge, scratch, 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 scratching lines in the dirt, scratching, itchy, itchy,
There's something down here in this darkness that they really want. I think it might be oil, it might be coal, it might be food, it might be us, I'm not sure. Yeah, I can barely hear you. No, the radio is kind of giving out. Well, there's rabbits here too, and we've got, like I said, we've got badgers and squirrels.
When I was starting out exhibiting, I was really, really interested in working in installation because I'd been a printmaker and a sculptor, and I was really interested in having all of these things work together within the space and kind of implicating the physical space and implicating its contexts. And I was really interested in using sound to, first of all, embody the narrative that was embedded perhaps in the objects or the images. And I was also really interested in using sound as a kind of bringing other contexts into the space. So we had multiple contexts all happening simultaneously. And I also loved the idea of the rhythm of the piece kind of being evocative in terms of references and the narrative and kind of an emotional kind of landscape in a way. And so sound became really, really crucial. And my music was very important to me at the time, and rhythm particularly was, you know, I'm a drummer, so rhythm is like crucial as a kind of a way to kind of structure things, but also as a way to move forward through time. But also it's very intense and it's very chaotic, and I found that a really, really interesting and powerful kind of something I really wanted to work on. So bringing all those things together, the objects, the sound, the kinetics, the images perhaps, and the performance, bringing all those together was a way to kind of decipher the narrative and to use my place in the performance and in the space as a way to be a conduit between the audience and myself and the narrative or the objects and the sound. So it was really exciting for me, and I love installation for those reasons. It's the moving through the space and seeing other people's perspectives all simultaneously. Yeah. Yeah, performance is something that I said I'm passionately interested in, and it's an incredible practice that I feel, has so much potential that I'm really interested in continually pursuing. With Take It to the Teeth, Cheryl Leondell and I performed for 45 days for about an hour a day, and our task was to take a piece of the wall, eat it away, reveal the speakers that were hidden behind it, let the audience hear the sound that was slowly being mixed together as we tore the walls down. And then we would carry it through the body that was set up in the installation, the kind of reference to the body. And we would then go back to these I call them a dislocated jaw. They were these giant teeth, and each of us had a jaw that we sat in and we chewed and spit all the pieces out until we devoured this body of the building. And people came in and they had a very strong reaction to it, so we had a very intense experience with that performance. But it was powerful to be there with Cheryl and to have the opportunity to say, what our relationship to the body and memory for women that have been through trauma. Well, one of the most influential things in my practice is when I was young, I was able to work with community radio, and it was an amazing experience because so many incredible people showed me how to use audio gear and taught me how to kind of negotiate the radio station. And also, experiences I had there and the people that I met, they really were amazing, and they really kind of accentuated the kind of belief that everyone's voice is important, and it's really important to hear from everybody. And also when I played in punk bands when I was young, the idea of coming together and doing what you wanted to do to respond to your world and to be activists, to speak what needed to be spoken. And everybody had such an incredible energy and sense of community, and both in radio and in music. And so I feel, very, very lucky and privileged to have worked with so many amazing musicians and people in radio. And those two things were very influential to me in teaching me many, many lessons and giving me a lot of support in finding my own voice. And it was really, I really, really love and respect and gratitude to all those amazing people. And through my practice, I've had the opportunity to continue to play in bands like the Permuters, Demi-Monde, Maud d'Emploi, Port Authority, Stevie Panther. Yeah, and it's been incredible. Having the opportunity to play music and playing drums, learning through the bands. Like, it was self-taught by just, playing with other people and their support, and incredible. And also taught me again how to speak, through the music as a way to respond to the world around me, and to have concerns and to voice them and to not be complicit. And yeah, so amazing experiences, amazing people. When my father retired, he was really excited to start carving because he was not used to not having anything to do, and he had been a lobster fisherman, and he worked in construction sites, and when he retired, he wanted something to do, and he had met a wonderful carver in BC and made good friends with him, Claude Davidson, and who just watched him carve and got really excited about the idea, and when he went back to Vancouver, he was really excited to start making his own work, and he said, I want to eat something bad and then have a dream and make up something. So one of his first ones was this spork, and he put it together, soapstone on the front and resin on the back, and it's called spork. And he was always trying to make these kind of funny connections between animals and things. And so this was a kind of jellied Spam merged with a pig head made out of soapstone. And they're really quite beautiful, the way that the material is used. And they're funny, and they really show his kind of sense of humor. And they're really quite beautiful. And on the end, he's got this sort of spiral shell that he found on the beach. And it looks like a spiral little pig's tail. So there's all kinds of details in them, and they're really quite beautiful. And this is the soapstone that he carved, and yeah, it's really nice. And he was a lobster fisherman when he was young, and he made a lot of these figures, he took the buoys that hold up the nets, which have this kind of oblong shape on them, and he would take little pieces of wool, and he would cut them in the pink and the black and stick them in with an awl, and it was just the most time-consuming job. And then he would put horns on them and noses and feet, and it was just like so much fun. And he made so many of these, and he made these beautiful chains out of wood, and he'd hang these multiple animals on them. And he made so many of them that he gave a lot to me and a lot to my sister and his grandkids. And then he sent boxes of them away to hospitals in Western Canada, to the kids' wards. And he put a note in, if the kids like these, you can hang them up. My dad was really making so many carvings that every time I would tell him about a project I was working on, or I'd bring my dog to visit, he would make amazing carvings about things that were going on around him. And my dog Candlewax, this is him here, and my dad's really liked him. They got along really, really well. He was a beautiful big old dog and lived to be 21. And he made a really nice mobile of him, carved out of, these are the buoys from the nets, and then he would add carved wood on it, and on the legs are carved wood, and then these little plastic ears and googly eyes. And so he has him sitting and laying down, sleeping and walking and running. It's so sweet because there's every pose the dog went through, right? I think there's even this one looks like he's sitting down, and yeah, it's really, really sweet. So this is another really beautiful portrait of Candlewax made out of wood, and so it's carved from a block of wood, and has the nice sort of diamond eyes, which are really beautiful, and he's kind of running. And he was a very slow dog, so kind of slow-mo running, but it's really sweet. He kind of really captured the expression, which I really appreciated. And then there's the spork piece. And then over here we have a beautiful piece he made about a muskox. And I had just been doing a performance called How to Disguise a Muskox as a Ram, and he was always so supportive of what I was doing. And so in honor of that performance, he made me this beautiful soapstone muskox. The whole base is soapstone, and it's soapstone the whole body. It's very heavy. Then he painted this part black. Then he glued on these crazy strings to look like the fur of the muskox and the horns of the muskox. It's so much detail in the little tail on the end. And yeah, I really love this piece because it was one of the earlier ones of his, and it's a really beautiful piece. And the way he paints the soapstone and paints the ears are made out of little tiny seashells, and yeah, it's really quite precious. But what I'm interested in is, I'm not in a band right now, and I'm really interested in doing more live performance. And I'm finding that the way that I'm able to participate in a kind of a live performance by mixing sound live instead of doing it all pre-recorded. And so that got me into learning, trying to learn so many interesting things. I'm trying to learn the synthesizer and percussion pads and samplers, and I'm really interested in trying to do more of what I've done in the past as live mixes. I want to do them as live mixes instead of pre-recorded with the computer. That's what I've done all my practice. Yeah, there was a piece that I did called H, which was, I worked on with Struts Artist Run Center in Sackville, New Brunswick. It was part of New Media Festival there. And it was a wonderful experience because I worked very closely with a squirrel named Darren. And what we did is we opened up a cell phone hospital. And what I was really interested in was looking at our relationship to the cell phones in terms of, when there's a new feature comes out or something, we kind of are looking for, kind of qualities and things that can make our lives easier and make things, quality-wise better, technological relationships better. And what I really wanted to do was just to imagine a time when myself, I'm implicated in all of this, of course, but thinking about, if my desire to have a new phone was tempered by the fact that I sent my cell phone to this cell phone hospital, and it came back with an amazing experience working with this beautiful squirrel that was running this hospital. And so it became more valuable because of its experience. And thinking about cell phones that accompany us and participate in all of our lives, and that experience they have with us makes them as valuable as the better lens or the better, So I was really interested in just thinking about that and trying to enact that. So we invited people to bring cell phones that they, again, were thinking of upgrading, or old ones that they weren't using, bring them to the hospital and leave them in the hospital with Darren. And Darren would greet the people. He sometimes would go and get the phones from people. He spoke no English, but he was very good with the gestures. And he would take the cell phone into the hospital, and people could come in, and they were welcome to come back and visit their phones as well. So Darren would put them to bed and give them water and pine cones and make them comfortable and charge them right away, see how they're doing. And we were open for 2 weeks, and a lot of phones came, and we only had one death. And but the experience was amazing for me, because the kind of people began to come back and visit their phones. And we thought a lot of people said, oh, it's just a way to recycle the phone, really, to give it to an artist. But what happened was a lot of people came back and visited their phones and kind of just watched Darren and spoke to each other and had great conversations about this concept. And then at the end, many people took their phones home because they had been through this performance. And it was really an amazing experience, and watching people interact with the squirrel that was running the hospital, and the conversations. And I think with a lot of my work, it's those conversations through the performance that are really, really important. This was an amazing experience for me, doing this beautiful book with 3 artist-run centers in Calgary and an amazing designer, Dana Woodward from Three-Legged Dog in Lethbridge. It's the most beautiful design. It's just incredible. And so many people worked so hard to make this book happen. And it's called Rita McKeough Works. And then this is the special edition, which has an artist multiple in it, which I'll open up and show you. But it has an image from a performance piece I did called Long Haul. And then inside of the book, in this deluxe version, and as I say, Dana Woodward did this most incredible job with this design, but the record is inside, and it has excerpts from audio for installation work that I've done over the years. And again, all of this work was done very collaboratively, and there's so many people who contributed to all of this work: singers, musicians, people who constructed the work with me, performed with me. So I really have so much love and respect for everyone who contributed so much to my work over the years. And this record is a testament to that, because there's so many people who wrote music with me, and their names are all here, and worked on the opera with me and sang with me and created beautiful audio tracks with their talent and their vocal work. Kathleen Yearwood, for example, Selena Carroll, incredible people, and Cheryl Larondel, many, many, many people. And so I just love having this record, because it has all of these people with me in the work. And again, I couldn't have made the work in my career without all my community and friends who donated and contributed so much to the work. So this is a treasure for me to have this record, with really a joy for me to have this, and it's such an honor, such an honor. So M Media, the artist-run center in Calgary, was involved in it. Vicky Chow from M Media was the project coordinator and did an incredible job. Truck Artist-Run Center Gallery was one of the 3 artist-run centers that contributed to it, and Mountain Standard Time Performative Festival also. So those 3 artist-run centers helped to fund this and develop the distribution and everything. And also Diana Sherlock was the editor for the book, and worked so hard to work with the writers, to edit the book, to rein us all in, to keep the project going. And with Vicky Chow, they did an incredible job. And Diana will always be, I'll have so much love and respect for her for contributing and dedicating herself to this book. And again, all the writers, incredible writers, which we'll go through in the book. But inside the special edition, there's a beautiful little bed here, and there's a carrot. And each one of these special edition books has a carrot. And I use carrots a lot in my work as witnesses, and they're always in installations kind of speaking their minds, and they don't hold back, and they're very direct. And so this is a beautiful carrot made with me by Rachel Chasson, a really wonderful artist from Lethbridge, Alberta. And it's made out of a stone, a powder that's cast. And we made the mold, and Rachel cast them all, and they were sanded. And then we hand dyed them and made faces on them. And they all have a name, and they're all named after someone who has helped me with my work over the years. There's 250 of them. And inside the box, there's a little pillow made by my friend Jude Major, who's a wonderful artist who contributed to so much of this work as well. So when the carrot is in the box and nobody's bought it yet, I didn't want them to be uncomfortable. So they've got a nice little pillow. And then under them is the nail that you put in to put them in the wall. So in the back, there's a little aluminum channel, and the nail goes directly in there at the right angle. You nail it into the wall, and then you hang the carrot. And they're meant to kind of live with you, and they have a speech bubble that goes with them. So they live in the box until they're purchased. And then the book itself, and again, Dana Woodward did an incredible job. We tried to make it look like I use moleskin sketchbooks all the time, and different kinds of sketchbooks with the ribbon. So he designed it so we had a nice carrot-colored ribbon. So inside the box, there's an adoption certificate. So once you have this box, you take the carrot home and you put it up on your wall somewhere, and you have the adoption certificate. And each one is named, and this is they're named after someone who's helped me. This is Jose from Obero Gallery in Montreal, who helped with the install of my exhibition Veins. So every carrot has a different name. It's named after somebody. So this is Jose. And there's instructions here on how to hang it, a little introduction to the carrots. And then it shows you that you take the vinyl, so you hang it on your wall, and then you take the vinyl, and they're saying good grief. So they're always kind of in shock at what's going on in the world and around us. And so you just stick this on the wall above the carrots, so the carrot's always kind of in conversation with you. And there's instructions here of how to do it. And the book itself is, again, beautifully designed, and it's really got the rounded corners just like a sketchbook, and the nice color. And it has, as I say, it was edited by Dania Sherlock, who should get a medal for the work she put in and getting everything in and finished and on time. And so it's beautifully designed, incredible writers, very, very nice layout and photographs. And yeah, it's just, with work that is so, it's usually often performance or installations that are shown once or twice. It's incredible for me to have this document, kind of referencing the pieces and talking about the context and involving the writers and the performers. And yeah, I feel so honored and lucky. I think that the experience of continuing to make work, and it is like a kind of, you take colleagues with you and friends with you. And when I was doing Darkness, I thought, I'm going to call Darren. He's going to come and help me out with this piece. I'm going to call The Roses. And so it's like having this kind of, the work becomes kind of a continuing kind of support structure, or there's a kind of momentum built into the work that is support in a way. And you're going forward with a group, and the group is all the parts of the pieces and all the people that helped. And there's a kind of an energy and a kind of a passion and a kind of commitment gets intensified continually. And building that kind of support and community, that made it possible to continue to be an artist. And I was always really struck by the fact that I was really wanting to contribute to these kind of the discussions and things that needed to be looked at, and the criticality. And it was through making work that I found a way I could do that, using the building. I love the kind of technical skills, the building, the kind of installation experience. I love the integration of sound and having multiple experiences all happening simultaneously, the chaos of it. And it all came from my being a young person and that interest in kind of activism. And so I feel so fortunate that being an artist, there's a dedication and a seriousness and connection to the community, and a kind of an openness of ways to express that criticality, and also the importance of trying to find a way to contribute to the dialogue, to contribute to what needs to be kind of looked at within our world. And I think art is so important now more than ever, and the the importance of speaking up, the importance of using the work to talk about what's not acceptable, to not fall asleep, to not become complicit, to use the work as a way to continually engage in conversations socially within the context of the artwork, and to engage with each other and to support and challenge each other, and to, I think, to love each other.